BNSF.
They're charging out. $80.46.
Kansas City, southern of Mexico.
Yep.
Or de Mexico.
Probably came from the Ford plant.
Max.
That's where they build I believe that's where they build Ford Rangers.
Oh. That explains it.
But yeah, KCS has well, I know Ford's got a couple of plants out in Mexico. But yeah, so there used to be a Ford plant out in St. Paul that they actually would also build the older generations of Ford Rangers before they got discontinued.
I was going to say that's where Highland Bridge development happened. Is like the old CP rail spur to the Ford plant is something that has been studied to get repurposed for BRT/light rail. And I think the J line. I suggested this to Leslie and Brian when I went to the Metro Transit public comment thing the other day.
I hope you made it very clear that Nicola needs to go down to SVTC.
Oh yeah, no, I pushed for that one. I can't say anything, but there will be with good news on that same thing.
Oh really?
That is one of my number one priorities in the system.
Awesome.
I leaned in really hard to Leslie and Brian. I was like, so not only are the driver facilities already at South Bloomington Transit Center, there's a high school, a ton of people. It's one of the highest ridership local routes in Bloomington, especially East Bloomington. There's a ton of apartment density. The zero car household ownership, zero car ownership household rate in central Bloomington between Nicollet and Lindale is upwards of 10-20% of
Good to be able to explain why, not just say it needs to. Because I'm not gonna be saying it was just me because I don't think it was. But on their public commentary for the 63-2 route, which goes up to the U or whatever, I think I wonder if part of the reason they're reconsidering it is I made a whole ass Google My Maps turbo options on it, and so Seward Tower west and east are here. Oh, big Seward. There's a bunch of apartments here by River Parkway and Franklin. There's student housing here on 27th. There's
there's
across the park. Yeah.
But there is legit arguments for pushing for a lot of specific transit corridors, and I think we have a lot more density than we can do credit for, especially now that I've been to especially in the Sun Belt places where there's a lot lower density development or more inconsistent.
Oh, you should have seen Charlotte. You should have seen Greenville. Oh god.
You should see where I'm from.
Oh god.
Yeah. In Orlando, and I've seen the neighborhoods Sunrail is going, and I'm this isn't much better than what the North Star's development had. Granted, downtown Kissimmee is probably the most comparable thing to something like downtown Anoka, and the station is actually in the downtown route trip than a mile long out, but still, it's a very comparable line in situation. There was Amtrak shared service too, of course, at Kissimmee, because you can see the Amtrak platform compared to the Sunrail.
God, you know what would be so cool if they do a Blue Line extension. They build a new bridge into Anoka, and my thought is, there would definitely be people who would be very angry about this, and I don't know if it would work, but I think the Ferry Street Bridge is too narrow, and it can't really expand it that well. It's historic too, and it's already a bottleneck, but one thing you could do is go from Champlain into Anoka there's a little cutout on 3rd Avenue in Anoka that goes right up to the river. Maybe build something elevated there. And then run it up 4th Ave. It goes by the middle school, and then it goes straight through downtown Anoka, up 4th, straight to the Anoka train station. Reactivated North Star rail, connected to the Metro Blue Line.
So now we have a rail loop.
Yep.
Okay, that
would be so sick. And it would run every 10 minutes. It would run every 10 minutes in Anoka. It would be my dream.
I wonder if anything's being put in motion about, because I thought I read something about Anoka Station being turned to an Amtrak stop.
I believe Amtrak did have some kind of public, it was some kind of a quarterly public presentation or whatever. And they had a slide that had new stations to the network, and the photo that they used was Anoka Station, and they had Anoka Station just on there as Empire Builder Infill Station. It's a perfect stop too, because it is literally an hour equidistant between St. Cloud and St. Paul. It'll be at the perfect midpoint. So it's not that bad of a pick for a long distance stop, and we do need a suburban city station.
We should also add Hastings.
Hastings should also at least get added more into this. I feel like infill stations and everything else would be a good idea. Once we get more
Hastings, Lake
72,
City,
92.